we're gonna like take a rest before we do anything, right?
Just moving forward.
Well, if you think about it, there's no real danger. Everybody's dead.
Exactly.
The way I figure it, Hrothgar probably still has more than my max hit points.
I'm at 119.
Just slightly under my max hit points.
Plus, I've got damages to my max hit points. I've got damage to my charisma.
Well, you were born with that.
That little fucking flying fairy thing hit me a couple of times and did some.
Why don't we go
damages.
to the curious shop, get what we need, and then we can maybe rest in the temple if it's still there.
Can we see the temple? Is it there?
There's you'd have to like look through the rubble.
The temple?
Yeah.
I cast Greater Restoration on Hrothgar to cure his ability score damage.
Does it also cure hit point damage?
No, you have to pick one, but that's not one of the things that's listed.
All right, back up to 11.
I'm going to cast Mending on the temple.
I'm going to 10 billion times.
Yeah.
You're right. We can just mend the
Might
whole
be
thing.
easier for me to just rebuild it myself.
Got that minute casting time on that too.
Let's go to the curiosity shop.
Okay. You go to where the curiosity shop should be. Of course, it's just piles of rubble and shit scattered everywhere. You do find a small container that says Big B's magic powder.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Well, I mean, I figured, instead of rolling, we could spend 20 minutes you searching for it.
And then the DM says, I guess you rolled low. You didn't find it.
Yeah.
It's forever now.
Let's see.
I'm hoping to get lucky. I'm still digging.
Yeah, can anybody detect magic?
Yeah, I can.
Would you?
Yep. I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. There's faint magical energies around, but to figure out what direction is hard to tell. Drop a D100, Sully.
Is that still happening?
No.
36.
You find a partially rusty cheese grater.
All right, I'm totally going to mend that thing.
No, what'd you do that for? With it rusted, we can like scrape it against my face, give him some
Tetanus.
tetanus. Yeah.
This is like one of the just one of those like dome-like ones, like little hand cheese grater. Because I'm writing this into my equipment. I'm trying to figure out what way.
There you go.
Nice.
If y'all want to drop a D100, see what you find amongst the rubble.
Absolutely.
Ooh, boy.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
I got a 77.
I got a 74. We'll go one at a time. Go for it.
All right, Stonehenge. You move some rocks and you pull out this tapestry and has been ripped. And on it is an epic battle scene between badgers and mummies.
I didn't know that they were natural enemies, but now it makes so much sense.
Never underestimate badgers. The mummies can do whatever they want. The badgers just disappear below ground and then pop up when least expected.
Next
Now,
time we
here-
fight. Next time we fight undead, you need to turn Theria into a badger.
Now here's the question: are they badgers versus regular mummies, or badgers versus badger mummies, or badger versus snake mummies?
They look like two-legged mummies. What did you get, Rothgar?
74.
Can you read Goblinoid?
No.
Okay. You find looks to be like a doormat, and there's something written on it in Goblinoid.
Alrighty.
All right.
I got a 42.
42.
You get the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
What the hell that's supposed to be? Okay. You find 408 spent sun rods.
What's a sunrod?
It's a 1 foot long gold tip iron rod, but they're all spent, so it's 1 foot long iron rods.
Four
Do I
more
know what they were used for?
Silu light sticks.
Yeah.
What is it?
They were light sticks.
Oh,
And they were all bundled together, so
there's just a bunch of scrap iron.
Yep.
And none of the tips are left.
yeah, it doesn't they're all spent.
What is the dimensions of one of these rods?
It's basically like a foot long and not very thick, so
Are they hollow?
no.
This is like a solid rod.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to take 5 of them.
Okay. Somebody want to roll for a moonflower?
I will. 01.
Moonflower finds a large pile of dried assassin vines.
Assassin what?
Assassin vines.
I thought you said assassin minds, and I was like, oh,
I know, I was like,
this
that's
is
exactly what he
Moonflower
wants.
Propane.
No, he was a little late joining the group. He loaned his sex grass to the dying star elf.
It's going to take me a day or two to get that out of my head.
Between that and the gnome rag.
Oh, yeah. All right, so back to the temple. We know where this room should be, right? So we can sort of
Right, yeah.
pick our way through the rubble towards that.
Yeah, you kind of move your way through that, and you can see as you move some rocks around that you enter the room, it is intact. Like it has taken no damage whatsoever.
And we marked the one that we went through before. Is that still marked? Or was it just that we had remembered what it was?
No, we definitely marked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did.
You can tell which, yeah, that mark is still there.
Okay.
I wrote in Hrothgar was here.
That's right.
So does anybody know how to use this powder?
He just said throw it on the ground.
Yeah, you
Sully,
said to throw it on the ground and it would reveal the the traces or tracks.
Might as well an Arcana check.
Yeah, you've got the
20, natural 20 to 25.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty easy to use because the directions are right on the can. So it's pretty much for everything. It's kind of like an elixir for whatever they need to use it for. So you open the can. It's a fine orange powder, and you throw it on the ground. And as you're throwing it, you can start seeing the footprints of looks to be a human who was last in there.
it's a powder of Deus Ex Machina. All right, so we can follow the footprints into the hole that he went through.
Yeah, you follow him down a hallway, and it leads to one of these rooms.
Oh, to a room?
Well, to one of the holes.
Okay. And it's just one set of footprints?
Yep.
All right.
And is it a different hole than the one we marked?
Yep.
Do we need to follow this guy?
We can always come back. We've got the box. I mean, it's a purple Beckbar, right?
Right.
We might as well finish the job.
I don't think we need to.
As long as he exists, that freaking whirlpool or whirlwind is going to keep destroying places.
Yeah, but like, if he's destroying places in a whole other world that we don't live in, I don't care.
I understand your position, but I'm not convinced that he's going to stay in that plane that we have no connection to, or that something that he does there might not affect us anyway.
I mean, if he's going to affect us, he's going to affect us. And we have to deal with it then.
Right, but now we can maybe take care of him before another city is destroyed.
And we may have the element of surprise now.
And he's currently on the run.
It also seemed like this whirlwind came this direction too. Like, do we know if this Muju person thing it's always a whirlwind?
That's primarily the form he takes.
Primarily. But not necessarily.
I'm sure he's got some humanoid form that he takes sometimes when he's got to interact with people.
Yeah. I mean, he usually appears as human-like. He's kind of like wrapped up in scarves and usually covering his mouth and his head. You just see his eyes.
I'm picturing one of the sand benders from Avatar.
Yeah. And in a previous campaign, the only reason he is out and about is because some adventurers set him free.
Great. Cleaning up other people's messes.
I vote to follow him.
I'm going back to Disney in the fall. I can't wait to see the Avatar land.
And they have new movies coming out.
In 5 years.
Yeah.
Starting in 2020.
Oh. Yeah, I vote to follow him.
Should we not rest before we embark? I mean, time doesn't really pass here. What difference does it make if we go now or a few minutes from now?
No, I'm happy to rest.
Definitely. Definitely should rest.
Sully?
I'm not
Yeah,
trying to sound like Rain Man.
happy to.
It's definitely not my campsite. Definitely not.
So you never know who will meet camping out below the monastery.
Yeah. Who knows what odd deities will come crawling through one of these holes.
That's what she said. So I've got my antenna up for any sort of undead nonsense that might come out of these acres of dead bodies. I'll take the first watch. I can do 4 hours.
Okay. It's quiet, eerily quiet here, but usually is. But now with nothing is alive. There's no party going on, so it's definitely very weird. An eerie silence passes for your 4 hours.
All right. Who's got next?
I'll take the second watch.
Okay. Yeah, kind of the same feeling. Yeah, nothing happens.
I'll take the final watch.
Okay. The only thing you notice is at some point Moonflower gets up and Lee walks away, and then he comes back.
Oh no.
Does he have any brain hanging from his tentacles?
No. He says, "I had to retrieve my sex grass."
I was about to say, does he have grass stains? Or...
Are his pants green?
All right, so now you guys are rested.
Delightful.
Swanky.
Does my hit point damage go away by chance? Something did like 4 damage to my max hit points. I was wanting to say it was that fairy thing, but
No, it was the slod that hit you.
okay, maybe. I couldn't remember exactly what did that. But I don't know if it comes back after a long rest or not. So
no, it's still there. In fact, your arm is now bubbling. It's got big nodules all over it.
Oh god.
That doesn't look good, Rothgar.
I can cut that off if you want.
I'll take a look at it. Does it look like it's diseased?
Yes.
Because disease I can get rid of. Or curses.
Definitely diseased.
So I'm going to cast Greater Restoration again.
Where you been sticking your arm, Rothgar?
I don't know what happened, honestly.
Give me a D6 roll.
Who?
You.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
A 1?
Okay. You get 1 of your max hit points back.
God damn it.
Dude, don't you have like 150 hit points?
He's got like 200.
He's like 200.
God damn.
Yeah, and those hit points keep you guys alive.
That's true. All right, are we going through this thing?
Yep.
I'm happy to go first.
Perhaps I should.
Okay.
I'm the hit points.
All right, let's toss them.
I'll go through and I guess I'll have opportunity follow with me.
Yeah, I'll go after you.
I'll follow close behind them.
Okay.
Sully, you just listening for the screams.
Wait for you all to go, and then I'll go back through the one we marked. No, I'll follow after everyone else search.
All right. So, you guys step out to the other side, and you are now in like a forest, black trees. There's some greenery. It's dark. It's nighttime. Cloudy. Wind is blowing. There's a slight mist.
Is there anything obviously different about this place than the normal plane that we live on?
There's a certain uneasiness about being here. Not like the Shadowfell, but kind of gives you that vibe.
Do I sense any undead or fiends nearby?
Yes.
Oh, goody. Guys, what is it, undead or fiends or both?
Both.
I sense a lot of shit near us.
And with the uneasiness that Soul Wrench is feeling, Bolshabath flies out of the sheath and the shoulder cannons go up.
I'm gonna look around for like tracks, or I guess we could throw down that powder, like some more of that powder, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we have to use, so.
I mean, at least it'll start us in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it picks up the footsteps as you start to throw down the powder.
I'm gonna take note of what those footsteps, like what the footprints look like.
Mm-hmm.
That way we don't have to like continue to use those. Just make some checks or something like that to try and find it. Maybe.
You think maybe you want the ranger to do that?
What's your survival skill?
It doesn't matter. It's not great, but don't I have some like special tracking? Hold on, let me look it up. I think they've fixed a lot of that with the new ranger.
Because I'm not bad at survival, so I mean.
No, I have some kind of advanced tracking nonsense. Anyway, we can keep going.
All right. So who's throwing the powder?
Hrothgar.
Okay. Before you do that, when you, Sully, you realize that the tips of your fingers are now orange.
From
because you threw it before?
I didn't think I was throwing it before. I thought I was
Okay.
consulting.
Okay. Who threw the powder before?
We found it.
Well, it was
Somebody
in a container, and you all threw it on the ground.
Yeah, I thought it was you, Sully.
Yeah, Sully was examining it and had read the directions.
Daria asked me how it works. And I explained to him that there were directions on the side.
Okay.
All right, I threw it.
Okay. The tips of your fingers are now orange.
They weren't before.
Correct.
Just like
do I feel anything weird?
Hrothgar has gauntlets on anyway.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, what's that? What's going on there?
It appears that the powder stains your fingers.
I don't want that.
All right, then I will throw it now
I
also.
don't want to be a pirate.
yeah. I'll hand the can back to Theoria. You do it.
All right.
Just put it on the gammy arm. It's gonna come off someday anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up the path of the footprints.
Okay, so when tracking creatures, you learn their exact number, their size, and how long ago they passed through this area.
Okay. It's been At least a couple hours. Humanoid.
And do I have at least a ballpark of how many undead and fiends are nearby?
At least a couple dozen.
Same direction?
Yep.
Oh, good. Actually, I'm quite happy about that because I'd like to kill some.
Okay, so you guys are moving through these woods. It's at night. You come up to like a little stream. It's hard to pick up the footprints after this, but at this point you can see undead. In theory, you can tell they're undead because you can sense them moving along the trees like in a formation. They are chained together.
How many?
At least a dozen of them, like a chain gang.
Are they physical or are they shades?
No, they're undead. They look human.
Can I see anything that's not undead with them?
Yeah, you notice there are two hobgoblins and they have whips.
At the front or at the back?
Like along the sides.
Okay. I think we should kill the hobgoblins.
The hobgoblins were our friends before.
Yeah.
They're keeping keeping undead as pets.
Are they?
Does that make them good?
That's just efficient business. But what does it appear like this chain gang is doing?
They're just moving.
Just digging a trench, or
No, they're just moving in formation right now. They're not actually doing anything.
All right. My gut is telling me to kill these guys, but I'll defer to the group.
I don't think we need to.
Do the tracks lead up through this group of undead?
Kind of to where they're coming from, where they are. You know, they're coming this way, and you guys are going that way.
so maybe we'll just pass by like ships in the night.
Well, they're going to see us, right?
They might. They may not.
Oh, we're not going to pass that close to them?
Well, it's nighttime, and you're in the wooded area, so.
Okay. You guys want to sneak past them?
Or
I mean, we might be able to just wait here if they're passing by.
Yeah, I don't know if we necessarily need to sneak. I mean, they're not showing themselves to necessarily be hostile, and I don't know that we have any reason to assume that they would just attack us. I mean, if these things are all chained, and if they're being led by a couple of hobgoblins, it's probably safe to assume that they're heading somewhere for a purpose. And if they were some kind of watch or guard, it's unlikely that they would all be chained up.
Okay. So we want to just chill here in the shadows? Let them pass by?
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. Then I will stealth myself behind a tree.
Okay. Yeah, they move along. A second group passes on the other side. The same thing. Looks to be about a dozen of them. And you notice that the zombies are humans.
Any idea on how fresh they look?
It's hard to say.
Are they wearing clothes?
Yes.
Is the clothes decayed?
No, it actually looks to be in pretty good shape.
So then what evidence do we have that they're zombies other than Theria's sense?
Are you questioning my sense?
I'm not questioning your sense. I'm just wondering, to us, is it obvious that they're zombies?
Kind of, the way they walk and their general demeanor kind of gives you the impression there's something wrong with them. So
Brains.
Right, but then that's Moonflower.
Right. Oh yeah, no, that was Moonflower talking. All right, so a second group just passed us by?
Yep.
Is the way ahead clear now?
Yeah, you sense undead, but not directly in front of. I mean, not immediate. It's not an immediate threat.
Right. All right. Well, my undead sense is not freaking out anymore, so I think the road ahead is probably clear, at least for a little ways. I'm happy to keep going.
All right.
Unless you guys want to do something else.
Nope. Keep following the tracks.
Yeah.
That's what we came here for.
So as you pass, a couple hours go by, and in that time you pass another group of zombies, and then the trees, there's an opening, and then you see a large city before you. It's gated. It's like there's like a fencing going around. It's made of wood with large spikes at the top, guarded by hobgoblins. You can hear a lot of building going on inside, like they're working on different structures. There's hobgoblins out around, and you can see these chained undead like digging trenches, and they're working on fortifications. It's a lot of activity going on.
This is an abomination.
Theria, we don't know exactly where we are or what these people's customs are.
I don't care.
So approaching, the city, you'll be obviously in the open, but right now you're at the wood line. So
Are all of the slavers hobgoblins?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can call people using the flavor.
They've got them in chains, and they're getting them to do work, and they seem like they're freshly dead.
I mean, it is a concern if they are killing people and animating them as zombies, but there's no reason to necessarily think that that's what's happening right now.
Well, I could tell from their clothes that these are not bodies that they're digging up out of the ground.
Maybe this particular world just is more efficient with their dead bodies.
Whereas I was just wondering if maybe in this world the hobgoblins, like the hobgoblins we met in that one destroyed city, maybe just captured lots and lots of the infantry of their version of the Lich Queen.
I think you guys might still be high.
Perhaps for once, before we jump to conclusions, maybe we actually go and see what the deal is and talk to people before we start fighting.
I'm happy to not kill anything for the moment. I will stay quiet.
I think we should just follow the tracks. If the tracks lead into the city, then we'll have to go to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's follow the tracks.
Okay.
Now, before we go ahead, do we want to send one or two of us in front just to see how they react to strangers walking up to their gates?
Yeah, in case the the guess is correct and they're just fucking killing people to make them into working zombies, it might be a good idea to get a sense for that. Because if they are, then we would probably want to find some way of sneaking in or disguising ourselves.
So
Do the tracks lead to the city?
Yeah, directly up to the gate, and you guys are getting low on that powder.
Yeah, let's just try our tracking abilities for a little while to conserve some of that powder.
Sure.
Alright.
Well, I mean, we know it goes right up to the city, so.
Yeah.
So are we all going up together, or are we sending in a couple of us just to test the waters?
Yeah.
I'm not the right one to send.
I mean, I think it might be best to stick together, or at least an argument could be made for not splitting up in an unfamiliar land like this.
Fair enough.
Okay.
My one counter argument to that would be that if things do get hairy, it would be better to have backup that can take the guards by surprise, potentially.
I think the surprise is us. The moment they attempt to do something hostile towards us is obviously going to be their last time. So.
Okay, so you guys are just going to walk up. It's it's like a path that leads right up to these gates, this wooden gate, and zombies and hobgoblins on either side, like digging fortifications and.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
So you.
Hrothgar would.
The hobgoblins take notice of you guys moving up and just kind of look and then just go back to their work. And one is close to the road as you walk by him and is looking at you, and he looks at Sully and he pulls out his sword and taps your shield and looks at you.
Can I help you?
You still worship the dead gods?
I don't think the god I worship is dead. Although this shield I picked up from Mast.
I don't know who that is. But this god here, and he taps the shoulder, is dead and gone.
He taps his shoulder?
I mean, taps your shield.
Oh. Well, that's good to know because Mast was no friend of ours. And also, we killed Mast in our... It gets complicated, but... but I'm as glad as anyone to hear that the person who was using this symbol is dead.
Do we know the symbol on there?
It was like a moon and stars, I think, or sun and moon. I'd have to dig through my notes.
Yeah.
Were we able to determine whose symbol that was?
It was Mast's. That's where I got the shield. Mast gave us all these tracking items.
Yeah.
Uncursed. That's where I got the
Mast wasn't a god.
Not in our universe, but...
That... no. The shield is not does not represent Mast. It represents Flotus,
The First Lady?
the god of light, order, and law.
No.
I just assumed this was Mast's symbol this whole time, so...
It's in this world. It could be something totally different anyway.
And he looks at you and there's only one true ruler.
Oh, really? Who's that?
About this tall.
The Emperor himself.
Does he have a name?
He just goes by the Emperor.
Dun, 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 dun,
He doesn't wear blackened armor, does he?
No.
'Cause
Charred?
we're looking for somebody wearing charred armor.
The hint, purple, right?
Purple fella.
He passed this way a few hours ago.
Perhaps you've seen him.
I just recently came out here. Maybe it was a different detail. Should we be warned?
I mean, some dangerous people follow in his wake frequently, but otherwise, he's probably harmless to you.
What?
So then another hobgoblin comes over and is like, "Enough with the chit chat. What have you come here for?"
Looking for a purple fella in charred armor.
I don't recall one. So what brings you to Dowellville?
Looking for a purple fella in charred armor?
Yeah.
We believe he went into Dalville.
Very well. Just pay the fee. You can enter.
What's the fee?
50 gold.
Is this fee customary for visitors of your city?
Yes.
What if we just give you an IOU?
So have hobgoblins always been in charge of Dalville?
No.
Is there a Dowellville in our world?
Yes, it's on Yellow Island. It's where I was born.
Interesting.
So does this place look more familiar now that I've heard the name?
The only thing, kind of like the scenery kind of does, but the city doesn't. Looks nothing like it. The only thing that looks kind of familiar are some of the faces of the human zombies, but that's about it.
It's going to be a zombie Sully. How about...
Maybe this is where all those zombie versions of Princess and You were coming from. This world. Pulled into our...
How about this? You let us in, and we'll kill this incredibly bad man who has come to your city for no charge.
What incredibly bad man are you talking about?
The purple man.
Purple man that we've said like 6 times already.
Is no threat to us. The Emperor will take care of him.
Does the Emperor live here?
Yes, he's inside.
Maybe we should have an audience with him since you don't seem to be capable of negotiating on his behalf.
Fair enough. You'll pay on the way out.
Sure.
So he gets back to work and motions for them to open the gate.
That wasn't the original guy we were speaking to, right?
No.
That was the second one. Is the original guy still near us?
Yep.
And is the other guy also near us, or has he gone back to work?
He left.
All right, so the original guy, I'm going to ask him, where do you get these workers from?
From inside Dowellville, of course. The whole city's zombies.
Whoa.
Has it always been this way?
Of course. Ever since the Emperor was in charge.
Is the Emperor undead?
I'm not sure. he has some sort of power over them.
Do you work for the Emperor?
We all work for him. I was guessing he's hired you. He has hired you.
We haven't met him yet, but I'm sure he'll be interested in our services once we warn him of this threat. Has the Emperor turned these people into undead? Or has he just brought order to this place where the undead roam free?
I cured them of their affliction. Now they are free to serve.
Was their affliction breathing?
What do you mean by that? Has he made them like a more docile version of an undead, or has he?
They were suffering, as most humans do.
Ah, okay.
You hear that, Sully? You over there suffering?
Have you seen any zombies that look like this fella?
Can't say that I have.
Well, you'd remember with how handsome I am.
I like the fact that you rolled to answer that question, though. I respect that. Okay, let's head to the Emperor, I guess. Something just sounds really wrong about that. Like, this is not going to turn out well.
I mean, we don't have to. We just need to get in. If we can find the purple fuck, get rid of him.
Right. Okay.
I mean, maybe we can even drag him through the box.
The purple guy.
Yeah. Just so we don't have to deal with him here.
All right. Bring him through and then kill him in...
Yeah.
Okay.
In the appropriate arena.
Or the field, anyway.
Yeah. Let's get moving.
Okay. So they've opened the gates for you. It is fairly busy inside. Lots of human zombies moving around. They're building like fortifications and like siege weapons and all kinds of shit is going on. It's pretty active.
Are there other hobgoblins and such?
Yeah, they're the ones in charge. And now you can see there's a couple hobgoblins you couldn't see before, but displayed like a vest is a large gem on their symbol, some sort of symbol. And you can tell it has some kind of color. Maybe it had a color on it at some point of the gem, but it's faded at this time. It's hard to see.
Do any of us recognize the symbol?
No.
So do we want to go see the Emperor, or do we want to just try to track down this slot?
I'd prefer to just track this thing down.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being in the room with it, something creating this number of undead is going to go well for me. Regardless of the reason.
Yeah. We'll see if we can find it. I mean, if we don't have any luck, then we might be able to call upon this Emperor's help.
That makes sense to me.
Seems reasonable.
You know, I'd kind of like to save alternate world Dalville, but it's not like if we kill the Emperor that all these people are going to spring back to life. And in fact, we might just wind up setting loose a zombie horde on the rest of the world.
Didn't you say it was on an island?
That's true.
Yeah,
You know, that's kind of par for the course for us.
gotta
So in
break the world before you can save it.
Yeah. In the center of the city is a tower. It goes up about 40 feet in the air with a balcony. And a long, like, metal antenna going into the air. And a figure stands on this balcony wearing black robes. And now you can see the symbol it's wearing is a gem and it has a pink hue to it. It has a skull, some sort of animal skull face with horns that it's wearing for like a mask.
Interesting.
And it's just watching over the everything that's going on.
I say we just start asking these hobgoblins if they've seen a purple fucker around.
Okay, just go up to the first one you see.
Yeah.
All right. And he
Hey.
stops and kind of looks at you. He's like, what do you want?
Looking for a purple man with charred leather armor. Seen one?
Been working. Don't notice everything coming and going in here.
Fine.
What are you here for?
I just walk away.
Okay. And he just kind of he's dumbfounded and then shrugs and gets back to work.
I just go find another one. Just keep looking.
Okay.
I don't know about anybody else, but that was my idea. I don't know. Next
I'm
one's
curious,
the same question.
do any of these hobgoblins have any reactions to a large metal man and a face tentacled thing walking about?
Give me a perception roll.
Jesus Christ. I rolled a natural 1.
Well, that's pretty interesting. I rolled for Moonflower. Moonflower sends you a message to the group telepathically and says that the hobgoblins have noticed Soul Wrench and I. They are definitely taking notice of us. We need to be on alert.
I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, looks like I was right.
So, drawing on my memories of Dalville, where I grew up, was there like a temple complex, like a temple district or something? I'm trying to think of where a purple guy would go, and I'm trying to think of places other than to talk to the obviously evil emperor.
Yeah, I mean, this Dowellville is just in name only. I mean, it's in the same location as your Dowellville, but everything is kind of. I mean, you didn't grow up building siege weapons and stuff like that, so it's hard to figure out where the two don't translate, you know.
So I'm going to go up to one of the hobgoblins and ask him if when travelers come to this town, where do they stay?
And he's like, and he points, in the direction to like a couple blocks over. He's like, there's an inn and a camp over there. You're looking for who are you looking for?
We're looking for a purple guy in charred leather armor.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm
And
familiar with him.
you happen to know where he went?
Yeah, he went to see the overseer.
Can I insight him?
Yep.
See if he's lying to us. 14.
He's telling the truth. You can tell he's. Yeah.
Where can we find the overseer?
Yeah, he's usually around that inn and that camp.
Thanks very much. Let's see.
What can you tell us about this overseer before we go?
He's brutal. He breaks in all the new blood.
New blood?
Yep.
Is everyone around here so cryptic?
Of course.
Excellent.
We have a goal, or at least a location and a person. So let's go that direction.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way through. Still, the undead, the zombies are still frantically working. Every once in a while, you hear the whip crack. For these guys to get back to work harder, building these siege weapons. There's like a rickety building. It's just called the Inn, and there's like a bunch of tents around it. And you see, these aren't zombies or goblins. They're just kind of like elves and maybe a couple dwarves, kind of like mishmash of. Maybe this is what they were talking about, the New Bloods. And they're kind of just standing around.
Sure aren't training them very well.
I'm gonna have to go to bed soon, by the way.
Okay, no, that's fine. Fine, we're about at a stopping point. So as you approach this group, they instantly move their ass and get in like formation when they spot you, Sully. They jump up and like are in formation. And then one of them like looks at, he's like, "That's not him," and whacks the other guy. And they kind of take another look, and it's like, "Oh, whew, man, we thought that was him." And then they just go back to doing what they were doing.
It looks like I'm somebody important in this world. Or at least somebody who looks like me is.
Important in every world.
So are we at the camp?
Yeah. You're at the camp in the inn, yes.
I guess we may want to adopt a lower profile since Purple Guy knows exactly what we look like.
Yeah.
Probably not a bad idea, especially if these locals are giving us such strange looks.
I'll have to believe you whenever you say that he would know what we look like.
I mean, we're always at a bit of a disadvantage trying to hide because we got Dr. Drapes and Tentacle Monster over here.
I guess we'll look around the camp for Purple.
Okay. Yeah. No, you don't. You don't spot him.
I'll pull one of these lazy bastards.
Okay.
I just ask, looking for a leather or a purple man with charred leather armor. Seen one?
Yeah. He went with the overseer.
Okay. Where did they go?
They left a couple hours ago to do some training. They should be back at any time.
They're coming back here.
So as far as I know, so we're waiting on him.
Have you seen this purple fella before?
Not before today.
Already?
And just wondering, does the overseer happen to look anything like me?
He takes a glance and just takes a step back. Yeah, he does. He looks a lot like you.
What's his name?
Just call him the overseer.
What is it with people not having fucking names in this world?
In a proper world, in our world, even the butterflies apparently have fucking names.
Damn right.
What do you mean your world? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Ixnay on the Earl way.
You wouldn't understand.
Are you some kind of kin to him?
I'm just going to give him a look like he's a moron. What do you think?
you can see he's very nervous.
You know, you guys seem very not busy. So when the overseer comes back and I have a little talk with him, what do you think he's going to say about that?
Give me an intimidation roll.
I was about to say I'm behind. I'm behind Sully going.
35.
I was gonna say advantage, but like, what's the point? They fall over each other and they start cleaning stuff up and getting to work, like looking busy.
I will look satisfied then.
Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna sit down. Is there just like a chair somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and just pull out the tankard and start drinking.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are outside this camp and this inn, and these looks like, you know, some kind of recruits are now moving about the camp, cleaning it up, just looking busy. And we can pick it up there next week.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
Talk to you later.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Yeah, you
Cool
too.
beans.
Thanks.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Later.
All right. So, any of them you are rather close to, maybe betrothed, perhaps?
No. Although there might be a zombie twin of me with them.
Oh. So you are currently single, I would say.
She's totally clueless, and assuming that you're asking because you're trying to make some sort of cosmic connection between me and the characters and not trying to chat me up.